Now we're starting to look at the maps. Okay? Let's take a look. First up, Vermeer. This is probably the best 4-player map right now. I think it actually creates more interesting games than even Polypoid, which I think Polypoid is a great map. Polypoid's been one of my favorite maps for a very long time, but Vermeer is, I think, maybe even better. So that's very cool to see. I think it's grown very well also. I think it's better now than when it released, which is not always the case. Then they're bringing back Neo Sylphid. This is always, I mean, it's always a great map. There's certainly things that are very hard about it in every single matchup, except for Protoss matchups, because everything they do is easy mode. But Sylphid's a great map. Everyone knows it. It's like the best 3-player map ever made. So very nice to see that. So these are 2 very straightforward maps that we're looking at. We aren't going to go over those, obviously. Then we have Nemesis here. Nemesis has been in ASL already last season. It's 1.0, so it looks like it's just the same exact version we had before. It's in the ladder right now as well. It's got some funny things about it. It's got that D-web in the very center. It just stays there forever. None of this is high ground, which I found out in a very gross way. There's no ramps. The only high grounds are these things, and then your main is a low ground. Okay, so that is... It's such a weird map for those reasons. Obviously, you have the places that you drill through eggs. If we take a look... Can we zoom in? If I hit plus... Okay, there you go. So you can see you can kind of drill through the eggs. This, we've talked a lot about this in the past. Obviously, the geysers. If you kill the geysers, this is impassable. If you kill one geyser, big units can't pass. And obviously, you got to kill the eggs to get through there. So, I mean, it's. I think for pro matches, it's an okay map. It's not a very good ladder map, even though it is in the ladder pool. Blizzard's very good at putting a bad ladder pool out, but it's an interesting map where it's like you're going to play it 1 time or 2 times in a tournament. You can prepare some very interesting things for it. The games are going to look really different, which is important, I think, for a tournament as well. So that's, yeah, I don't mind seeing Nemesis back. It's a tough map, though. Terran players have a pretty hard time here. And then we have... Oh, my God. What is it called? It's Heartbreak Ridge. So Heartbreak Ridge, this is a really old map. Okay. It's like really old. This was played, I think, in 2000. In 2008, it was really active. It might have even been 2007. Anyways, we've had it in the ladder before as well. It's a 2-player map, as you can see. The middle, this is not an expansion that you ever see taken or anything, but one of the defining features is all these high grounds. So there's a lot of high grounds you have to go over to get through the center, right? Minimum 1, and you can walk through the center technically, but a lot of times you're going around the map. So that gives you a lot of different areas where you can have very favorable kiting armies. Like a, you know, or for instance, if you put like Hydra Lurker up there, or you have Dragoons up there, that type of thing. But the thing it's thought about the most for probably is the fact that you have this weird area behind the natural, right? There's mineral patches down here. See where I'm circling? That you can mine out to get back there quickly, or you can kill the temples. And obviously this is a low ground thing. You can actually pylon block this kind of. And yeah, there's a lot of dirty, cheesy stuff that we see on this map. It's a very old map. There's been a ton of pro games played on it. Not sure anything super new is going to be shown on the map, but definitely one that we've seen a lot of. Interesting that they chose that one. I guess we'll see what they're complementing it with. Now we have Dark Origin. I don't think I know this map. I think this is one of the new ones. Yes, this is a new map. I have not seen any games on this. This looks really, really... the first thing I'm thinking looking at this is it looks like a cross between Overwatch and Destination. Okay, it looks like a cross between Overwatch and Destination. So let's take a look. We'll kind of zoom in here a little bit. All right, so okay. So it's a 2-player map, obviously. You have a double ramp here. Okay, so front ramp goes down to a pretty normal looking natural. This natural, I actually like the shape of it. Notice how there's not just butted up against the minerals a bunch of high ground where mutas can just sit and destroy everything, so that looks really good. The main base size looks solid. You can probably fit all the depots you need and a decent amount of factories in here as Terran. It looks that way, but I'd have to play it to be 100% sure. And then you have this back ramp, and this is the destination-esque part, right? So you have a back ramp that goes down. It looks like there's nothing blocking it going down, but over here we have a structure that you can kill and a mineral patch that can be mined out. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how many minerals are in that patch, but that's going to be like a really big deal for like trying to do cheese moves, right? Looking at the other parts, actually this part over here, look at this. So you have a ramp that goes up that goes behind this base on the side. This almost reminds me of Bifrost, a very old pro map. This is a very long corridor where you might be able to do some harassment here. Wow, that looks wild. What a weird map. It's like... And then you got the triple bridge. You got to be careful when you're making bridges. And look at this. Man, this is... It's kind of insane, actually, right? So you have your section with 3 bases that are relatively easy to take. It looks like these might be buildable tiles, so you can actually put a couple turrets down. I don't know. Maybe the map makers are finally going to allow Terrans to actually do things.
$3.33.
So you have this core of 3 bases, and you have this kind of funny back path that can be taken or possibly counterattacked. Obviously, you have to go up a ramp, so it's going to be hard in that regard. The 3 ramps can be really hard to get over, but it looks like you have this pretty wide ramp to get up here, and then you could theoretically take this, and then you're right at your opponent's doorstep. This is a very interesting looking map. This is a very, very interesting looking map. It looks like there's a lot of cheese that needs to be figured out, and the flow of a macro game looks like it could go in a lot of different ways. Fascinating. Dark Origin. I'm looking forward to casting this. This looks like a lot of fun. My final thought for this moment is Dark Origin looks really cool. It looks like there's gonna be some interesting stuff. I don't know if it'll get fleshed out in a single season. We'll see, I guess. But that's a really interesting map. Oh, whoops. Too big. No, what? Dude, what? There we go. Okay. Okay, so that was Dark Origin. So we've done these 5 up here. 76. I heard that this is a weird one, and retro. Okay. I'm getting a little bit nervous right now. 76. Let's take a look. Dude, it's got a big 7 and a 6 there. Okay, 4-player map. Oh, look at this. Okay, so they're showing how this works on the map. Oh, wow. Okay, so you see they have like a triangle of minerals here, and then you pop it on the egg, and then you just glitch it through. This is not a very hard thing to do, just FYI. And then if you... Wait, what? It's fake minerals. I'm not sure what's going to trigger that. That's fascinating, though. Okay. Okay, let's see. Where is that? That is at the back of your main. Okay, so I see what this is. Let's jump in here. So it's a 4-player map. We'll look at the center in a moment. Right now, we got to look at this here. Okay, so basically this... Here's your main base. Here's your ramp going down to your natural. Okay, and then you have this back ramp that's kind of funny. With these minerals that might disappear at a certain moment. But anyways, you can glitch down here. And as you can see, this is a double gas base where you have to mine the minerals. So you can't just float a command center as Terran. That's why that mineral patch is there. That's probably a stack of 0s or an 8 is my guess on that. But that's like a back natural. They're trying to balance a back natural somehow. But this looks... This is like a base like the Odyssey base that we have right now. Odyssey, a pretty popular map. It's not on the ladder, but it was in ASL. Where there's certain matchups where this will be heavily utilized, and then certain ones where it won't be taken. Like, for instance, Terran vs. Zerg, you're not ever really going to take this, because the mutas can just kill it. There's nothing you can do, right? But anyways, that's kind of an interesting little thing there. I really wonder about this exactly. What there might be like a timer on those minerals that they disappear or something like that. I'm not sure. Okay, so taking a look at the center. Looks like we have more of those little glitch paths to get into the center 2 bases, which is wild. It looks like there's also a lot of landable high ground here, so you could do something silly like a tank drop or drop goons up there or something, it looks like. Yeah, and there is a little bit of asymmetry here. I don't think you got to worry too much about it. Wow, that's wild, huh? Very strange map. I guess one of the things that we really got to think about here, zooming out again. Here, let's just X that. What was it? You said Control 0. There you go. Okay, the flow of the actual center, right? So the flow of the center reminds me of Monopoly a little bit. Monopoly's the 3-player space map that we had in ASL last season, where there was a base in the center. So this is kind of a play off of that. But what it does is it makes it so that there's only one path, and it's around, right? So it's pretty straightforward. Let's say that you're here and your opponent is here, and let's say his Dragoons are here or something, right? Or, no, let's say that Protoss army's here, your army's here as a Terran. If you start going this way, they can go this way and go around, right? So there's a lot of counterattack potential, but these are not that big of chokes, so you can kind of wall them off a little bit as well. Very strange, very strange. I have a bad feeling that we're not going to see good games on this map. Unlike whatever that dark whatever one was, this one looks to me, I bet you that the maps here are not that great. The games here are not that great. And yes, I see someone saying this is a carrier map. 100%. 100%. Big carrier map for PvT. Definitely not a ground map. I mean, look at this. If Terran's pushing like a maxed army down the side, you only have to leave like 30 supply and you will hold this against everything. 76, the map itself has a lot of interesting features for it, but I don't know that it's going to provide good games. That's kind of a gut feeling I have for that. All right, let's check out that last map. Retro. Scroll down and see if there's any. No, it doesn't look like there's anything too out of the ordinary here. Okay. So... four-player map. You got the regular ramps to the natural, big mains, that's good.
Say GG.
Oh, that's... Oh! Okay, so the first thing this was making me think is it felt like Allegro a little bit with the positioning and the style of these bases, but now that I'm looking at it more closely, not as much. So look at this. Okay, so we'll look at the top right. So here's your main, here's your natural, here's your third. But this is a double ramp, right? So this area is very easily defendable. Like, this area is like, you have to go over this bridge. It's a big bridge, but you have to go over that, so that's very easy to defend. And then you just have this single ramp. There is a lot of air space that could be utilized, but that's definitely like a solid 3-base set.
What? Hey Stinker donated $3. What are your thoughts about the lack of gas at your natural on map 76?
I somehow didn't notice that, but I'll take a look at that in a second. Thank you. Okay, so the map is rotationally symmetric with those side bases, as I mentioned. So that's actually kind of straightforward. And then what is this? So this is just a set of mineral patches and probably unbuildable terrain. Well, all this looks unbuildable, so I think this is just a fashion tiles. Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is a pretty standard map overall. It looks like it's pretty standard. The difficult thing might be... Well, no, I mean, these ramps are not hard to defend. So, like, the entrance... Like, let's say you're Terran, okay? Because all good players are. You have these 3 bases. Then you take this area. This is a possible 4th, but, like, you're so defended, you can't really be attacked. Like, this is not that wide. How are you going to attack into there? I guess the center is super wide open, so there might be, like, arcs here or something, but you can get that 4th base up. And they have to come up, like, a small ramp to stop you, so... Yeah, this looks pretty standard. I don't think there's anything super interesting about this map. Okay, so the guy mentioned there's no gassy or natural in 76, so we got to look at that again. I guess I don't even look for that, because the last time we didn't have a gas at a natural was the map Nostalgia from, like, 2002? 2003? Something like that. So that's kind of insane. Okay, so I see what's going on here. Here it is. This is why you have this back natural that has the 2 gases, right? So there's some sort of decision that needs to be made about taking this base. That's kind of wild, because I think that this map is going to get vetoed a lot now that this has been pointed out. Okay, because think about this. So this is supposed to be like this a natural, right? Your first base you take, the natural base you take. That's why it's called a natural. But naturally you would want to take this. It's just down your ramp. It's easy to take, easy to defend, but no gas. So you can't really actually take this. Maybe you could theoretically take this in, like, ZVP, I guess, because you're going to go 3 base anyways. Yeah, this is absolutely insane. This is so weird. Because, like, let's say you go bio as Terran, all right? So think about this. If you're taking this back natural as Zerg, okay, if that's your first base that you're taking, because you want the additional gas in Zerg versus Terran, Terran can simply send bio. And what do you make a hatchery over here so that you can put sunks here? Do you have to expand down here? You can't. You're not going to get it in time against some of these builds. That's what people used to do on a map called Neo Forte, where the natural didn't guard the main. Like, there was a lot of bio rushes there. So this map looks so incredibly wonky at this point. And then I'm also thinking about, like, Terran versus Protoss. Terran versus Protoss looks like it would be terrible here. Like, let's say you take this back base. Like, Protoss shuttles just outdo dropships by, like, 1,000,000,000%, and they're faster and everything. You're never going to be able to hold on to this against dedicated shuttle play, ever. And you can't just go and not take a gas. So TVP looks unplayable. ZVT looks like it's really fucked up. I could see this actually being decent for Protoss. Like, you might be able to hold your, like, Protoss versus Zerg. Maybe you can, like, hold your ramp, but I think it'd be fine for Zerg versus Protoss too. I bet you PVZ is the only good matchup on this map. That's my guess, is that'll be the only one that can look somewhat cool. Because I'm envisioning you have high ground here. You have a high ground advantage. So you have, like, you go gateway expand and you don't need cannons until, like, super late. And then you're going to have 3 gas right away. I don't know exactly how much is in those geysers. We should look at that. Okay, so... Okay. Oh, that's funny. 76 in the gas? What? Okay, it looks like they didn't change that, so on these earlier patch notes. Okay. Okay, so 2 of the mineral patches have 1776 minerals. And the gas says 7676, if I'm reading this correctly. This is so weird.
Coach donated
this is such a weird map. This map, I think this map is going to get vetoed constantly. Constantly. I think it can only get through in ZVP or mirror matchups, Obviously, mirror matchups are fine. Weird map, man. Very weird map. So that's the map pool, huh? I would say that, okay, it's always great to have Vermeer. You're going to learn a lot watching that. Nemesis is kind of interesting. Okay. I'm surprised we're seeing this map, this Heartbreak Ridge. I'm certainly surprised we're seeing that. Sylphid's always great. Love to see Sylphid. So we have two maps that are going to give really standard games. You can see standard games on this on Heartbreak Ridge. I think Dark Origin is by far the most interesting map. Obviously, 76 is absolutely batshit crazy. So I guess that's something. Retro, I think, gives you pretty standard, straightforward games. So it looks like very good macro map, very versatile three-player map. You can have a lot of cheese on that map as well.
Danny _ donated $3, which is wackier. Neo Arkanoid or 76?
Gosh, I'm so used to Neo Arkanoid now. I almost want to say 76, but I think Neo Arkanoid is wackier. But I'm so, like, we've had Neo Arkanoid for so long now, and I've seen so many games. I'm like, no, I kind of know how this works now. So I'll go Neo Arkanoid is wackier. Okay. Yeah, this is a very versatile map. This is a very versatile map, too, in a lot of ways. The Heartbreak Ridge, you can have very cheesy games there. And you can definitely have a macro game there, too. But normally the games are really sharp and decisive on that map. Dark Origins, I think, is going to give us our coolest games of the season. 76, I hope it gets played just so I can see what fucking happens, but I don't think it will. Overall, the map pool, I don't have a huge problem because it doesn't feel like they're trying to screw over any particular race. Yeah, Dark Origin looks cool. You can go to this and download the map if you want to play it. So yeah, overall, it doesn't seem like any race is like they're trying to really screw any race, and they do that sometimes. That's like a well-known thing that Star Leagues have always done. They try to make it interesting by sometimes screwing over a race. Notably, they did it to Terran a couple times. In the old days, they used to try to get Protoss to win in the fall. That's why the Legend of the Fall exists, things like that. But it doesn't feel like I'm looking at any of that. The maps are pretty good. Yeah. It seems like a very obvious veto there. I hope they make the play that some, but we'll see. And yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the map pool. And someone else is saying 76 has a lot of mineral patches right beside the main. Also a very thin main ramp. Let's look at it one more time. Because I could be missing something. Obviously, this is not the highest res thing. A lot of mineral patches beside the main. I mean, everything looks pretty normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. That's actually kind of interesting that I didn't notice 6 patches here. So if you take that as your natural, it's a little bit different balance than most maps. A lot of times third bases will have 6 patches, like mineral-only bases and stuff. But yeah, if you take that, there's a fastest mechanic. They're stacked. No shit. There are fastest minerals next to your CC. Oh, that's crazy. They disappear at 1 minute. Holy crap. Okay, so I saw these mineral patches here, but sometimes there's fake things that are in the map to make things spawn differently. Okay, so guys, what this is, what the chat just told me, and thank you guys for clarifying this. What you see here, this is a mineral patch that will start right underneath. This is like a bunch of stacked minerals that disappear at 1 minute. So it's going to give you a huge mineral boost at the beginning. Right? It's crazy how much faster you mine because they just insta-give it back. That's insane. That's insane. Wow. I don't even know what to think about that. Also, someone mentioned this is a small ramp. Is this 815 small? Does anyone know? Is this 815 small? Like, 815 was an old map that we had where Dragoons can't go down it. So there you go. Yes, it's 815 small. So only small units. Like, the biggest unit that could go down the 815 ramp was a Hydralisk. So it looks like that is how big this ramp is. So only small units can actually escape. Okay, so this map is actually 50 times more crazy than I thought it was. That's insane, man. It's not exactly an island map, but kind of an island map. Because you can't get, like, tanks down here. You can't get vultures down here. You could get hydras down, probably. All bio down. Zealots down. Zerglings down. Hydras down. That's probably it. Okay. Crazy. That's... What an insane map. So it's actually... It's way crazier than I thought. Thank you guys for letting me know those few things. Yeah, and we got those pictures of how to jump that down. Wait. So... Hold on, I'm actually learning this right now. I think this might be a timed thing. Maybe these disappear near a minute or something, so you have to send it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but maybe it disappears after a little bit. No, it's based on the location. 50... Oh, okay, someone's saying 56 seconds in, these disappear. The map is absolutely batshit insane. I guess that makes sense. You don't want someone sending workers to each base that they don't have and just jumping down there and instantly getting a new base that can't be killed. Yeah, it should be 76 seconds. But it looks like maybe all the small mineral patches disappear at the same time, is what I'm guessing here, 56 seconds in. Yeah, that's wild. Okay. Wow. you say StarCraft's too complicated for you to follow. Hold my beer. 76 map designer. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about 76. It's insane. And I hope we see a lot of games on it, and I just know that we're not going to. It's just too crazy. It's too crazy. Pretty soon they're going to make a map where you start with 3 mech upgrades. Oh my god. All right. So that's our map review, guys. There it is. It's done.